He's like, I want my 43 yen, my 13 yen, and also a baller freaking like dish out because I had some mental anguish. That's so funny. Hey everybody, welcome back to Small Talk Japan. On this show, we talk about all things Japan in English. My name is Mitch. This is my co-host,
Natsuki.
Hi, Natsuki.
Hello.
So today we have some good news to talk about.
Okay.
So first of all, we talked on last Sunday. So about a week ago, Japan saw no deaths from the coronavirus in the entire country for the first time in 15 months.
Good news.
So pandemic's like totally over, right? It's totally over.
No, I don't know.
No, it's totally over. I'm telling you, it's totally over.
I hope it's not coming back.
We figured out, remember, did you watch last week's show? We figured out how to wait, weren't you in last week's show? Who was on last week's show? Alex?
What was it about?
So the way to cure a pandemic, the way to solve it is to have an election. And then you don't have corona anymore. That's how it works. So going along with that news, Japan's new COVID assessment criteria to focus on hospital capacity. So I've been saying this for a long time. Basically, until now, it's like every day in the news, they would show us like, okay, there is 15 cases. There's 100 cases. In Tokyo, it's like 1,000 cases. And I kept saying that number doesn't matter.
Yeah, that number doesn't matter. I agree with you.
That's not the important number. The important number is how many people are dying and how many people are going to the hospital, right? So if like we all get vaccinated and we all like test positive on the PCR test, but we are no symptoms and no one's going to the hospital, that's the goal, right? So they're changing their assessment. And so basically until now, the government has relied on a 4-stage system. And so basically as the pandemic began, Tokyo just went to stage 4. And it just stayed in stage 4 for like months and months and months and months. And now they're breaking it up. This is I can just picture that they were having meetings about meetings, and then all of these people were like slowly creating this new idea. So they've gone to a 5-stage system, and it's basically going to be they're going to monitor the amount of hospitalizations is really where it's going to how many people can go into the hospital. What's their capacity, and that's a much better number to look at because the point of the pandemic isn't that a lot of people get the virus or whatever. I mean, we're constantly bombarded with many viruses every single day. The point is, are people getting sick? Are people going to the hospital? Are people dying? And so if this stuff isn't happening, that's the stuff that you really need to be measuring, not just the number of positive PCR tests. So good.
I totally agree with you. Good.
Going on with our good news, there's something happening here near where we live. Actually, we live in Kagoshima, and one of the prefectures just the north of us. They're going to, if you guys don't know this, Taiwan basically makes all the chips for everything in the whole world. And basically one company, TSMC, is like one of the major chip makers in the world. And basically, because of the pandemic and various things that happen, the chip producing capacity for Taiwan has currently gone down. At the same time that the chip demand, so for anything from the Nintendo Switch to a new refrigerator or anything, all of these electronics that we have chips in them, have these little logic chips or CPUs. And there's only really one company that was making these. And that company is now going to build another plant in Kumamoto, Japan.
Why Kumamoto?
Probably because it's cheap.
But they can choose Kagoshima too.
Yeah, but they probably wanted a clean environment because to make chips, it has to be a really, really clean environment. And probably with Sakurajima's volcanic ash and whatever. And then also this is a kind of it's a team effort. It's TSMC will be the majority stake owner in the company, and Sony is putting in 20% of the financing.
Right. There's a big factory in Kumamoto.
Yeah. So Sony's got a big factory there. Sony's also got some stuff in near the Kyocera Hotel in what is that, Kirishima area. So that whole like kind of Kirishima to Kumamoto zone is kind of like Sony's little area. So that's what.
So many people are going to hire, so many people are going to work for them.
Yeah. So it's good because it's gonna supply jobs, but more so than that, obviously Japanese electronics makers use a lot of chips, and so they'll be able to buy directly from this factory here in Japan locally, so domestically. So it'll be really, really good. So that's good news.
Good news.
Congratulations, Kumamoto, on scoring a really cool
maybe
factory.
Some people from Kagoshima will go for
probably.
by Shinkansen.
Yeah, probably. All right, let's continue on. Where do I want to go next? Let's keep on the good news before we get to a bad news. There's kind of a bad news story.
Do we have bad news today?
One kind of.
Okay.
One's hilarious. One's cute. One's kind of sad.
Okay.
Not this one. Not one. Okay, let's do this one. AI being employed to translate sign language to help deaf in Japan. Now, first of all, how do you feel about this, Natsuki?
Good.
Can you do any, what do you call it? Shua?
Shua. Hand language, right?
Sign language.
Sign language.
Did you know that there's a difference between Japanese sign language and American English sign language?
I know that they are different, but I don't know the details.
So I thought if you're gonna make a language for like all deaf people to speak, like why would it be like based on the language of the country that you live in? But I guess it makes sense because when you're communicating with non-deaf people, right, you have to use their language. So depending on the base language of the country, the sign language actually changes. American Standard Sign Language, or ASL, I think it is basically the standard, I think, for all English-speaking countries. But Japanese Sign Language is its own standard for Japan. It's really interesting.
Do you think this AI thing will develop and, real sign language translator
will happen?
Yeah.
So
one of my friends is working for some other country, some other prefecture's city hall, just for, translating for deaf people. Deaf people. I wonder what is going to happen for her.
So there's this video on the internet of like a rap concert in America, and there's like this kind of like chubby white woman as like the sign language interpreter for the show. And she was getting into the music. She was like moving and shaking and dancing and signing all the rap words and everything. And I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like that's just a skill level that I don't know. I don't think AI is ever going to learn, but I don't know. Cause if you think about it, so YouTube videos like this video, Google uses machine learning to automatically like listen to all of our words that we're saying, and they make like a subtitles for the video. So that used to be somebody's job to do for like for people on for TV shows and stuff, right? For deaf people. I don't know. I think it's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. What about English speakers, like translators?
Like translators between languages,
right? Not only like sign language, the real language. What's going to happen?
I don't know. Because like, in the future, I think that wearables, so like, like wearing glasses that have screens in them or whatever, I think is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
And so maybe automatic translation will just be normal.
That's so cool though.
I mean, like, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes if I can't read a kanji, I use Google's camera feature. Like, you just hold it up and it replaces the kanji with English words. It's crazy.
If you are a Japanese person, I truly recommend translation app. It's called Deeple. That's good. It's
really it's like, okay, so Google is great because like no matter what you put in Google, it'll translate it, but Deeple makes good sentences,
right?
Yeah, so
in a minute,
yeah, it's
in a second,
it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, so recently, so Mitch sent me some news that we talk about. I put everything into Deeple.
So lazy. So lazy.
So lazy. But seriously, Deeple is good.
Dude, like, okay, so I was just telling you on the pre-show that I was just buying plane tickets like an hour ago. And if you use Skymark's website, if you use the English version of it, it gives you like this stupid version of the website.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some of the Japanese websites do this. Times Car Share, for example.
Okay.
If you click on English, you don't get the full website. You get like a very dumbed down version of the website. It's probably because the developers like had to pay a translation company.
Okay.
So anytime that they add new features, they probably just didn't translate them to English. I don't know. So what I usually do is I use the Japanese version of the website, but sometimes if it's like a form, there's some really difficult kanji or something that I can't read, I'll just right click it and just click on Chrome, translate to English, just translates everything to English to me.
Yeah.
It's great. Don't have to think about anything.
So can you give us, some good advice? I mean, us means like English learner. Do we still need to learn English?
Well, if you want to make friends that speak the language, I mean, no one's going to wait around for you to translate in your phone to talk
That's
to
true.
them, right? So if you want to make friends, like, it's not, I hate that people that talk about language as being something that you do in a classroom for a test or whatever. Language is something that you do with other people, right? And so if you cheat and you look up a word on your phone, good for you.
Right.
I mean, you're supposed to just hang out with the other people and communicate. I do it all the time. Like when I'm in Japan and I'm in a bar and I'm talking to somebody and I have no idea what this word is in Japanese, I just look it up. And I don't even read it. I just show them my phone. I'm like, which one of these is right?
Yeah.
So
Communication.
yeah, it's just communication.
I see.
But anyway, so this AI basically it's going to be called, I love the name of this. It's called Sure Talk.
Sure means sign language in Japanese, right?
Shuat, right? But Sure Talk, so I guess that's what it came from.
Sure.
Sure.
Like S-U-R-E?
Yeah, Sure Talk.
Okay, Sure Talk.
But
Sounds like sure.
It's probably that's why it came.
Okay.
But I just like it because it has so many of the same letters as our show.
Oh.
Small talk, Sure Talk.
But it's good for, people. I mean, people all over. Every people. Many people.
Yeah, no, it's great. I never thought about the world of a blind person until I did in Osaka. It's also in Tokyo, and I think in various other major cities around the world. It's called Dialogue in the Dark. If you ever get a chance to do this, I highly recommend doing it. Basically, they simulate the life of a blind person. Like I never thought about this before. And when I did Dialogue in the Dark once, like, cause they basically, it was a house, it was a yard and a house and an inside of the house and a kitchen and a table.
How did you do? You close your eyes?
There's no light in the room. It's a giant room and there's no light. Now, when I say there's no light, usually when we think of no light, it's like when we turn off the light on our house,
Okay.
but there's still light in that situation.
Oh, okay.
When you're truly in a completely black environment where you cannot see anything.
So even when you open your eyes.
Because you keep your eyes open the entire time.
Okay.
And you're just looking around. You can't see anything. Nothing.
Okay.
And they give you the pole so you can tap around so you don't like bump into things. But two of your guides are just normal blind people. And once you get into the simulation, everybody starts freaking out. The two guides are completely normal. They're just like, Mitch, come over here, come over here. I'm like, I don't even know where you are.
Okay.
And so, and the thing that really stuck out to me was when I was in the kitchen, right? She's like, open the refrigerator and get the udon cha.
Oh.
And what happens when you open a refrigerator? The light comes on, right? So I don't know why, but I remember thinking like, oh, the light's going to come on. And I open the refrigerator, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, how the hell do you know what is udon cha? Right? Like, it blew my mind. I learned so much from that one experience. If you guys ever get a chance to do this, please do. There are different themes. I think the one in Tokyo is a restaurant where you just can't see anything the entire time you're eating.
And how did you find out which one is Uroncha?
I asked the teacher. I was like, because there was like two pet bottles and one was like, one felt like udon-cha, one felt like water, but I wasn't sure. So the teacher came over and there was like Braille on the cap or something.
I see.
Yeah, it was just really, and it was also my birthday. And I told them that, and they sang happy birthday, which was really cool. And then the lady punched out a happy birthday Braille card to me and gave it to me. So I have like a Braille card that says happy birthday, Mitch. It was really cool.
What's the name of the place again?
Dialogue in the Dark.
Dialogue in the Dark.
Yeah.
So do you have to pay for entrance?
Oh yeah, it's like $50 or something like that.
Isn't it like amusement park?
No. It's just like it's like art. experience. It's just really cool.
Oh, dialogue museum. First time to know.
And then it's all in Japanese. So like if you go to one, if you don't speak Japanese, go to one in a different country like New York or something like that. But no, it was really cool. And I know we got on this talking about deaf people, but for blind people, I just never thought about what it would be like to be a blind person. And just that one experience, it made you think. So this is like with the lights on, right? But then the lights are off during that whole thing.
Who brought you there? What makes you want to go there?
I don't remember. I was just going to Osaka. This is when we were hanging out and partying in Osaka. And I was just like, I want to do some. I was talking to one of my friends, and one of my friends just said, you should do this thing called Dialogue in the Dark. It's really cool. I was like, okay. And then I dragged Tachikawa-kun and Dan along with me. And they were like, why are we doing this? This seems so lame. And then after we were done with it, everybody just sat silent and just had to think about it. Just like that was really interesting. Like you really experienced how hard it is to be blind. But the difference is at the end of it, when the lights slowly come back on, we all could see, but the two teachers were still in that world. And so it really made you think. So, I mean, like we kept wanting to say that experience really opened my eyes. We kept wanting to say that, but we were like, that's not right to say in this situation. So it was just like,
right, that's true.
No, it was, if you guys get a chance. But getting back to the deaf thing, the shore talk is currently accurately translating gestures of about 1,500 words. So that's cool.
Cool.
Yeah. We go to one of our favorite izakaya here in Kagoshima. The mama knows sign language. Right. Just to hang out with her customers.
Yeah, and then, many people from all over Japan come to that bar for her. Yeah. To hang out.
Yeah, the first time I actually met a deaf customer in there, I thought he was just drunk because various levels of deafness, right? And so he could probably hear a little bit, so he was talking, but very slurred. It was, he just sounded drunk, and I was like, "Wow, dude, you're drunk." And then Reina, the mama, comes over and she's like talking to him and everything. I was like, "Oh, right, sorry."
Yeah, I met some deaf people on the fireworks festival day at the bar. And
really?
Then, and then they said, people who cannot hear are not enjoying the firework festival. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Fireworks. Okay, when we enjoy fireworks, sound is very important. That's what they say.
Really?
Yeah, just seeing the, sparkling things in the sky doesn't make them happy.
So it's like a less effect.
Right.
Huh. So it's just stuff like that you just don't think about.
Right.
Just don't think about. One thing that Japan does really, really well, and it kind of annoys me because I hate it. I hate walking on it, but it's really, really important, is all the sidewalks in Japan basically have the textured tiles.
Yellow thing?
Yeah. So the blind people can stay going in the right direction. Now, those are frustrating for me because like I'll ride on them with my bicycle and like it'll get weird or but they're important. So
it's not happening in America?
I've never seen that before coming here.
Oh.
I mean, it might be in some places. I'm not sure. I never saw that before coming here. And then all of the crosswalks having the wee woo. That's not a thing maybe it is now, I don't know, but I'd never noticed that in Vegas.
Okay.
So
those are good things in Japan.
Yeah. I mean, there's also, it's different. Japan's usually more, compacts, so yeah. All right, let's move on. A little bit of a bad story. Kind of a bad story. So remember that Sri Lankan woman who died in custody after overstaying her visa? We talked about this a long time ago.
Right.
Well, their family is now filing a criminal complaint against the senior officials of the facility where she died.
I hope Japan is going to die. I mean, lose.
This isn't the family versus Japan. This is the family versus this facility, this place. So this place is, I think, the problem, because they were just really bad at their jobs, right? So, and then it says we didn't follow up on this, but on October 1st, apparently the family and lawyers watched a portion of the footage of the Nagoya District Court as part of evidence preparation after having announced their intention to file a lawsuit seeking state compensation. So they got to see some of the video because there was like hours and hours and hours of video. For guys that don't know the story, this woman, this Sri Lankan woman, was 33 years old. She overstayed her visa. She was apprehended. She was put into this facility. She started complaining about stomach pain in January, and then she passed away in March of that year. Wait, let me see. No, yeah, March 6th while in custody.
Yeah, what a sad story.
Yeah. So this happened in 2020. So the family's finally suing. So good for them. I hope they win. Okay. Let's go. No, wait. I want to go to the probably the top story for today.
Okay.
Which is going to be, okay, guys, you gotta, this one's a little bit of a rabbit hole. Okay. So there's a JR West. Okay. There's a train driver. He's driving one of the empty trains to put it into, well, I don't know, wherever trains go to when they go to sleep. And so there's no passengers or anything like this on this train. And so he was waiting at a platform to drive this train that was supposed to arrive, and he was supposed to switch out with the driver. He realizes that he's at the wrong platform, which if you've ever been to Japan, that is super easy to do because train stations in Japan are crazy. Anyway, so he ran over to the other platform, got on the train, and drove it to the little place where they put the little train to sleep. And the entire time that he was late was 2 minutes. Okay, so he's 2 minutes late for his departure, but because he probably sped up on his way there, when he arrived, he was only 1 minute late. For whatever freaking reason, JR West decided that they were going to take how much off of it? It was like 83 yen off of his pay. Oh, here it is.
56.
50. As a result, JR West deducted 85 yen from the driver's July pay of that year. Okay. Let's just stop here. If you spent time altering somebody's paycheck, that amount of time that you spent to do that is probably more than 85 yen.
Right.
Okay. So already JR West is wasting their money just to be petty. Okay. So then he complained, and he said that he was only because this 85 yen was calculated based on the 2 minutes that he was late for his departure. But then he said, no, I was only 1 minute late to my arrival, and then you should only deduct the 1 minute kind of thing, whatever. And so they reduced it to 56 yen after some accounting math or whatever. Anyway, this happened. When did this happen? In July. Okay, so this year in July. So then the drivers had all of this like stress and everything from this. So he decided that he's going to sue. So he's now suing for compensation of 43 yen, the remaining what he thinks he's owed from that day's pay. So guys who don't know, 43 yen is basically 43 cents. Okay. It's like the most meaningless amount of money. And then, I'll just read this. The driver is now seeking compensation of 43 yen, which was deducted for the 1 minute delay, 13 yen in overtime created by the delay. So he wants to be paid overtime for this, and 2.2 million yen for mental anguish. That's the best part. He's like, I want my 43 yen, my 13 yen, and also a baller freaking like dish out because I had some mental anguish. That's so funny.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. I mean, many people in the world think that, Japanese trains always on time.
They are.
Yeah, this is how they keep time.
This is kind of dumb. One thing that I always thought that was really, really interesting is when trains are late. So let's say that there's a reason, like something happens with a train, so it's delayed for a couple of minutes in Tokyo. They will literally go to the station where the train arrives at and hand out little like...
shoumesho.
Yeah.
How do you say that in English?
Like, when you're a kid and you're tardy to school, so you bring a note from mom.
Right, note.
Yeah, that's exactly what this is, but it's from JR. And you're supposed to take the little note to work and give it to your employer so they don't get angry at you.
Yeah, I have got one when I ride a train in Tokyo. And then I was supposed to go to the, entrance exam of some company.
Yeah.
And then they gave me a ticket. So I was,
Okay.
Okay.
Josh, you wanted to say something?
I was just going to make the same kind of comment that like when I lived in Tokyo and I went to school in Tokyo, if you don't have that ticket and you're late, then you get in trouble. You have to go make up extra days and stuff like that. But if you have that ticket, you're just completely free.
Note from mom, JR mom. I mean, this is a very punctual country. Myself and Natsuki are not the most punctual people.
What are you talking about?
Being on time.
I'm on time always.
No, you're not.
You're the one who's late today, okay?
I'm always late. I'm always late. And Natsuki depends on her, like...
Schedule?
No, sonohi no kibun. It depends on how you feel that day.
No, that's not true.
No, it is true.
Okay.
Like, and it depends. It also depends on how important the people she's meeting are.
Oh my god, that's so true.
I think that's everybody though.
Okay.
But anyway, I hope this JR train driver gets his 2.2 million. By the way, that's about $20,000.
Yeah, I'm curious what is going to happen. How much money he is going to get. I don't know.
But I hope he gets it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an interesting news.
I mean, I don't want to go into the details of it, but it's, if you guys want to read more about this, it's on japantoday.com. Let's go to yours.
Okay, mine.
Okay.
Okay. Statue unveiled. Is this my, reading plus practice time?
No. You just gotta tell us, what is it? So what happened?
Okay, so Wasao, ugly yet cute dog?
No, I've
Akita dog.
never heard about this dog before.
Okay, it was a famous dog in Akita, and everybody loved it.
Okay.
And he died.
Okay.
Last year, I don't know. And then statue, unveiled.
Unveiled. It means, so a veil is like a sheet, and they pull the sheet.
Like ta-da!
Yeah, it's called unveil.
Okay, they ta-da! In front of the station.
The onomatopoeia small talk. Okay, so why was this dog like so popular? Mr. Wasao.
Yeah, he was ugly, but he was cute. There's a, feeling that we think ugly things sometimes cute.
Yeah, so in this article, they use the translation ugly yet cute, but this is for busu kawaii.
Yeah.
They say busa kawaii, but it's busu kawaii, right?
Busakawa.
Busakawa?
Mm-hmm. Busaiku na kawaii.
Can you tell us, busaiku means ugly. But there's busu, and then there's busaiku to busu wa tsukaikata ga chigau desho. Like one's for women and one's for girls or something?
Busu usually used for girls.
Right, and then busaiku is for men.
Yeah.
Right. So, and kawaii is cute, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's this concept of busa kawaii?
Yeah, that's it. The dog is busaiku, but still cute. Maybe, American character, like, what's the name of the, yellow thing? With the bulb, yellow thing and some hair.
Minion?
Minions are...
I was like, what the hell is she talking about?
Thank you, Josh. I guess Minion is one of the, Busakawa things. I don't know. What do you think?
I guess.
Are there any concept like that in the world?
We don't say it, but yeah, there's like, for example, like the old man in Up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys call in Japanese? 空に飛ぶ、カールおじさんの空に飛ぶ家 or whatever.
The Pixar
Yeah.
movie, right?
So like the old man in that movie is kind of like Busu, but he's also cute, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like Maynard from Cars. Do you have any idea what I'm saying? No one. I know you know because I made you watch all the movies.
Something like this. This is Busakawa.
That's just weird, and she's got the More You Know star on.
Oh, okay.
Wait, can you come back with that? I get it, but it's like, would you use this for people?
Yeah, Busakawa.
Like who?
It's ugly, but something make you fall in love with them. Yeah, those cats. Or like pugs are, very famous for Busakawa.
What's that famous Osaka character with his feet? He sits.
Biriken?
Biriken?
Oh, that's not even Busaiku. It's I don't know. I don't know. Is it Busakawa thing?
You're the Japanese one.
Busakawa isn't like usually used for cats and dogs. Can you show up?
So there's like
Y Mobile commercial. There's a cat and it's it looks ugly but still cute.
Okay. Anyway, so this ugly yet cute Akita dog named Wasaso.
Everybody loves that dog. I liked it too. And then the statue. is Taiwan.
I guess this would the Western equivalent would be Grumpy Cat. I think it's called.
A Grumpy Cat could be a Busakawa.
Josh, can you look up Grumpy Cat? I think it's like it just always looks like it's angry, but it was like, oh my god, it's so cute. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, that one.
He just looks angry.
That's a totally Busakawa thing.
Okay, all right. So he's got a statue now. That's cool.
Yeah, if I got the chance to go to Akita, I want to take a picture with that statue. And then everybody wants to remember the, cute dog, I guess.
So they started to, in order to make the statue, they did a lot of like fundraising and everything. They raised $47,000 for the
such
statue.
A big money.
$47,000 for an ugly yet cute dog. Good for them. All right, so this last one is going to be 8 new Pokemon manhole covers featuring Vulpix spawn in snowy Hokkaido Prefecture. So basically, if you guys don't know anything about Japanese manhole covers, I'm an expert on this. They have stylized manhole covers throughout Japan, and a lot of times that they are stylized for the crest of that prefecture. Or if they have like a Yurukara or like a popular character of that prefecture, then the manhole covers will be stylized like that. And this new one, these new manhole covers that are in Hokkaido, probably to bring in tourists, are a venture between Pokemon and the local government, and they're called Poke Lids in English or Pokefuta in Japanese. And apparently there's 217 of them already installed in like famous landmarks throughout Japan. And they're supposed to like boost tourism. And you think that that's a stupid thing and nobody will ever go to take a picture of one of these manhole covers, because why would you? That's ridiculous. It works. There are so many Pokemon like diehard fans in this country and from around the world that people will literally go hundreds and hundreds of, not thousands of kilometers to somewhere and then take a picture of a Pokemon lid of a manhole cover thingy. And
do you know what the Alola Locon is? Alola Locon?
No.
It's the name of the Pokemon character. And then she or he, I don't know, was...
We don't judge gender here. We're genderless.
Okay. Okay. She is a PR manager. He or she.
This is a Pokemon who's also a PR manager.
Yeah, and then he or she supposed to PR Hokkaido to everyone.
Okay. That's
why, and so from 2018 they first appeared. Manhole cover.
Yeah, manhole cover.
Manhole cover, and then they reduced increased to more like seven places.
Yeah. So it's like just a gimmick to get people to go places and spend money, which is fine. I mean, like Pokemon Go, I'm pretty sure is dead everywhere in the entire world except for Japan. Like people still playing in other places. Dude, every now and then you'll see like huge like swaths of people like all hanging out with their phones. Oh, one time I saw this dude on a bicycle. He had like a bunch of K-ties, a bunch of cell phones like on his bicycle, like playing.
I didn't know that we have one of those, manhole cover in Ibusuki, Kagoshima too.
Yeah, let's go check it out. I'm gonna drive through 2.5 hours out there to do that.
Are you sure?
No. No, I don't give a crap.
Have you ever played Pokemon Go?
I actually don't know anything about Pokemon. I'm not gonna...
Me neither.
Okay, I'm not worried about Pokemon. I don't know anything about Pokemon.
It's happened when I was in junior high school. So maybe, after our generation, maybe.
So it's after our generation, like Josh's generation was big into Pokemon. And then also like, yeah, I don't know. I just not into Pokemon.
So Eevee.
I know all of the first generation.
So Alola Locon. Do you know Alola Locon?
I have no idea what you're saying.
Her name is Alolan from...
Alolan?
The Alolan form of Vulpix. Makes no sense to me, but somebody out there is...
That's I think the newest generation of Pokemon. They have like these variants of other Pokemon. Like Vulpix is the generation 1 fox, the red one. Yeah. But in the Alola region, it's an ice Pokemon instead of fire,
No, I don't know.
I see. So Pokemon change now.
Because
Wait, didn't they evolve before?
okay, because he's he's a snow dog. That's why he's promoting Hokkaido.
Did you call him a snow dog?
Because he's white and dog.
Guys, I don't know anything about Pokemon. I'm sorry.
Me neither. Sorry.
I just think it's cool that they have like the manhole covers and like if you happen to see them, take a picture. Don't get hit by a car. That's about it.
Yeah.
I think that's all for the news. I think that's all we got.
We got the good news today too.
Yeah, a lot of good news.
Yeah, lots of good news.
I'm looking forward to that semiconductor factory in Kumamoto. That's going to be good. Video card prices are crazy right now. If you're a gamer out there and you're trying to buy a video card, good luck. It's nuts. Anyway, all right, guys, that's been our show today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a comment. We love comments. Also, if you have any suggestions for stories for the next week's show, just let us know in a comment.
We put the news link in the YouTube, below, right?
Yeah, we should.
Okay, use Deeple.
Use Deeple.
It's good to understand what they are saying.
So we have a radio show that we do together, and I swear to God, that all the English on that show is just Deeple English now.
Right.
It's 100% Deeple. It should be like sponsored by Deeple.
Right.
All right, guys, thanks so much. It's been our show. See you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.